Steve, what kind of volunteering have you done?
Actually, my dad used to run an after-school program for kids, and I've been volunteering with him for about 20 years. It seems a lot of people have volunteering on the mind this year. Another example is the Canada 150 for 150 Volunteer Challenge.
That's the challenge issued by organizations from across the country inviting Canadians to put in 150 hours of volunteering in honor of Canada 150.
That's right. You know, it might sound a bit daunting at first, but honestly, volunteering can be an incredibly rewarding experience.
I totally agree.
Well, one group in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia has taken on the Canada 150 for 150 challenge in a big way, with a bit of a twist.
Our very own Laura Bain visited the team behind Better Together to learn more.
This one might be good, so should we get the other tray?
Their tray, yeah.
That's Brent Kerr, aka the Muffin Man, making the treats he's known for with the help of his housemate Luke Elwood and counselor assistant Holly McClellan. Brent and Luke, along with Mark Decker, live together in a small options home for men with physical and intellectual disabilities. This past year, the men have been especially active in the community. Group home counselor Leo Mackenzie explains.
The government challenged every Canadian to do 150 hours of community service this year, and we looked at our schedule and what we thought was capable for each of us, and we wanted to do that. We thought it was more likely that we could do 150 acts of service.
For Mark, it's just the right thing to do.
It's an act of kindness of being Canadian, like trying to cheer people up.
They teamed up with other organizations in the area and formed Better Together, a supergroup committed to performing acts of kindness. Everyone contributes, using their unique talents and lots of enthusiasm.
Brent, he loves to bake, as you guys are probably aware, but he also loves to meet new people. He loves to share what he makes with other people.
And there's a few special ingredients in his muffins.
Chocolate chips, I did the chocolate chips again.
What else do you put in other than chocolate chips?
Lovings, some bananas, some lovings.
Some loving?
Yeah.
Mark, he always is looking for an opportunity to help out in any way he can. We're going to visit Audrey later on the day. I know that I just mentioned to Mark that her husband had passed away recently, and her garage is overwhelming to her right now, and he said, well, we can go and do that. That was his first reaction. We can go help with that.
As always, in matching Better Together t-shirts, they huddle to go over the plan.
We're going to go over to Audrey's.
Yeah.
You guys made the muffins this morning,
Yeah,
right?
the muffins
They're ready to go.
Muffins are finished.
Bob, her husband who passed away a few months back, all his old clothes were sorted last week and they're bagged in a living room. Yeah. So we're going to put it all together and we're going to sit down and have a muffin with Audrey afterwards.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Don't forget to put your seatbelt on.
Everyone piles in the car and it's off they go. These guys are always on the move, whether they're doing a yard cleanup for a local church, sorting donated shoes, or dressing up as doctors and making house calls to someone who could use a smile. At the home of Audrey Hesson, the men make fast work packing the clothes into the car, but the visit will last the morning. Audrey appreciates the human connection.
They're here giving me loving support and doing the manual labor of moving some things out of my home, which have been close to me emotionally. Having lost my husband, there are things that are hard to do. I'm proud to be a part of what they're doing as a project. That's good. Keep up the good work.
The movement these three men have started is growing. Better Together will likely exceed the original goal to perform 150 acts of kindness, but numbers aren't the point. Luke is known for making everyone he meets smile, and clearly he's having a lot of fun along the way.
I feel exquisite.
You feel exquisite.
Yeah.
That's an amazing way to feel.
I know.
What a great group of guys. What I really love is their enthusiasm and can-do attitude.
I really like how they work together as a group with everyone bringing together their own strengths and abilities. Better Together has received over 200 pledges to perform acts of kindness.
I definitely feel inspired to get out and connect with my community a bit more. And luckily, there are lots of ways to get involved.
Like Mark said, it's an act of being Canadian.
Did you know that Laura and Brent have actually known each other for decades? They met at a camp for the blind at Pugwash, Nova Scotia.
That's so cool. Camp and volunteering are both great ways to make lifelong friends.
Or co-hosting a show together, right, Anthony? Huh?
You know it, buddy.